Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Money in the Bank. My name is Rich. This is RR37, the home of our WWE 2K19 Universe mode. It is a big night tonight, the first night that both Raw and SmackDown are both on the same card. We got some huge matches. Let's show you what they are now. So, to kick off the night, we've got three of Raw's finest wrestlers. We've got Drew McIntyre, who has been laser focused the last few weeks on this Intercontinental title. He is almost obsessed with it. Also, Finn Balor, who should have had a shot at it before now, but has been stopped on a couple of occasions. And then the defending champion, Seth Rollins. What a match that is. Any of these guys can win. Absolutely no doubt. They're all good enough on any given night, so that one should be an absolutely great one. And next up, it is the Raw Tag Titles. The Titus Worldwide team have had to earn their way to get on this card tonight, no doubt about that. There's been a couple of weeks now, tag tournament going on Raw. If you haven't seen that, them episodes are up on the channel now. That's how Titus Worldwide have come to be here. The champions defending tonight, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It is first of two matches tonight for KO. He could come away as he is now with just the one belt, he could come away with two, or he could come away with absolutely none. He's in banging form at the moment, so it's going to be tough for Titus Worldwide, but also it's going to be a hell of a tough night for KO as well. Not to forget that Sami Zayn as well might not have had the results, but he's been putting on some good matches when we've seen him on Raw. So again, this one should be a good one. Some in the back are saying that Titus Worldwide were thrust into the spotlight there, but they won the tournament, so they have earned the right to be there. But anyways, moving on, we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was kind of threw together at the last minute, if we're being honest about it. Chris Hammer, Batista, both their teams decided if the men have got a Money in the Bank briefcase, the women should have one too. And we have got Nia Jax, Mandy Rose, Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks and Bayley all competing for that first ever women's Money in the Bank in Universe mode. So again, should be a great one. Following that, we have got the SmackDown Women's title on the line. Now this came about in odd circumstances. Charlotte we've not really seen much of, but she's delivered when we have seen her. Asuka was being thrown around as the official #1 contender by Hammer and the team, but it was never formally announced. And then we had the return of Paige, who wasted no time calling out Charlotte and publicly trying to make herself #1 contender. Ever since then, Asuka and Paige have been going tit for tat, both win for win against different competition in the women's division, almost racing to this point. They couldn't be separated, so Hammer and his team decided, you know what, we'll have ourselves a triple threat match. That happened on SmackDown, and the team and Hammer liked the results of that match that much that they've decided to put it together again, this time with the title on the line, so we'll see what happens there. And then all month long, ever since Extreme Rules, we've been seeing qualifiers going on for these men to get themselves to the point where they're in this match tonight. We got Cesaro, Sheamus, Eric Young, Chris Jericho, Big Show, Bobby Roode, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler all competing to become Mr. Money in the Bank. They've all earned the right to be here, so good luck to all of them. Chris Hammer on SmackDown has been trying to gel these SmackDown guys as a team, hasn't really worked, and in the end we've seen actually Eric Young and The Bar going head to head for a few weeks now, so yeah, it really didn't work. Have they took too much out of themselves? Well, we don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But that is the men's match. It's going to be a highly charged, highly competitive one once again. And then we move along to our very first Universe mode Steel Cage match. Randy Orton, AJ Styles, WWE title. Randy Orton, unbeaten so far. AJ Styles, slow start, starting to turn it round, starting to build some momentum himself. Honestly, I can't call this one. Really looking forward to it. Obviously, we'll be watching this one as well, so we'll speak more on it when it gets underway. The same with this one, the main event of the evening. Kevin Owens for the second time tonight competing in another title match as well. It's himself against the leader of the Roman Empire, the Roman Emperor himself, Roman Reigns, with Stephanie McMahon at ringside. We could see the Big Show. It's highly unlikely after him being involved in the Money in the Bank match, but you never know, we could see him. There is a new stipulation added to this one that's been agreed by Batista and Roman, and that is that if Roman wins tonight, not only does he keep his title, he also has that tag match loss removed from the record books to give him the clean slate that he feels he owns anyway. On the flip side of that, if he loses tonight, then he doesn't get a rematch. Simple as that. That's the stipulation. So there is something as well as the title on the line for Roman. It's kind of all or nothing really. But yeah, that is the card tonight. It's looking really strong. Can't wait to get into it. So let's jump into the results now. And here we go. We start the night off. Big Drew McIntyre. That laser focus has took him to an Intercontinental title win tonight. Congratulations to Drew. Seth was the one who lost the decision, so he can't really moan about what has happened. He's got his title rematch clause that he'll no doubt cash in at some point. I'm assuming that he's going to want it one-on-one, but that's not up to him. It's not up to me. That's obviously up to Batista and his team. But yeah, congratulations Drew. Good result for him tonight there. So Titus Worldwide, they won the tag title tournament to get into this position, but when it comes to the big one, on the big night, under the brightest lights, they just fell a little bit short. It was a competitive match which will no doubt please Roman Reigns, but it's match one, win one for KO, and him and Zayn walk away from Money in the Bank, still the Raw Tag Team Champions. And then we move on to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now come on guys, be honest here, who would have thought that Sarah Logan out of all of those women would be the one to walk away with the briefcase? But it has happened. Sarah Logan is Mrs. Money in the Bank. That means that Raw Women's Champion now, Alexa Bliss, has got to keep her eyes peeled at all times, because at any given moment, Sarah Logan now has the power to just go out there, grab a referee, get herself a title shot. So beware Alexa, you've got Sarah now coming after you. My pick in this match, I'm not going to lie, was Nia Jax, but it is probably most people's pick if we're being honest. But no, Sarah Logan's got it done, so fair play to the woman. And yeah, she's got a title shot now in her future. And speaking of women's titles, it's not the Raw one, but it is the SmackDown one. And it is Paige that picks up the win. She wasn't the official number one contender. She put herself in that position. She put herself under a lot of pressure the way that she was talking to get this title shot, get herself in the race. To be fair to her since then, she's done really, really well. In singles competition, she's still unbeaten. I think she has lost one or two triple threat matches, but in a triple threat environment, when it mattered, she got the job done. Charlotte now has a rematch clause in her future. Don't really know what's going to happen with Asuka now, because she has, yes, it was a triple threat match, but she's kind of had her opportunity now and she's let it pass. So not too sure what's going to happen now. We're just going to have to see how it develops. But congratulations to Paige, and now it is time for our men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And this is a bit of a different way of doing things for me. Normally, you know, we only have the 2 live matches, but for pay-per-views we're going to have 3. We're always going to see the 2 main titles, because they're the 2 main titles. But going forward, I thought this would be the best one for tonight. But to add something for you guys, I wanted you to be able to vote when we know the cards for the next pay-per-views about which match it is that you would also like to see live on any given pay-per-view next to the two main title matches. So that's the thinking now. I'm going to do it tonight because it makes sense that it would be a Money in the Bank match that we did see. And we've been following the qualification for the men's all month long. So that was the thinking now. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan from now on, so long as you guys like that idea anyway. It's something obviously you can let me know down in the comments box. Like, for example, the next pay-per-view is SummerSlam, so like normal we'll learn the matches and the card as we go along, and then once we've got a complete card you guys will know what it is. You can leave your matches that you want to see in the comments box, and the comments that gets the most likes will be the one that gets aired like we're watching now. But back to tonight, we got Cesaro coming out first into this Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'm quite surprised actually, because Sheamus is in that match as well, to see them coming down as individuals rather than as a team. It makes me wonder. I've been wondering all along since they both actually qualified for this, whether they would work together to try and eliminate everyone and then go at each other when there's only really them left that could win the match. But Cesaro's come out on his own, so maybe that's not their thinking. Maybe there is just going to be every man for himself, as it should be, by the way. But you got to wonder as well with everybody else involved, are they thinking, well, Sheamus and Cesaro are a tag team, there's a massive chance that they could end up working together and then we don't get what we want out of this, so do we team up, do we eliminate the Bar and then make it essentially a fatal four-way match between the remaining ones of us? Who knows how this is all going to play out, or maybe it will just be out and out chaos and everyone will be for themselves, including Sheamus and Cesaro, who have come out, like I said, as individuals, which sparked that whole train of thought. The Big Show is interesting in this one. He's not coming into it in the best form, but any night that he decides that he wants to just give it everything he's got, I don't really see anybody that can stop him. But I don't know if he would be my pick in this kind of match, in a ladder match. I don't think it would suit his skill set all that much. And you've got to ask the question, if he does win tonight and Roman keeps his title, does the dynamic then shift in the Roman Empire? Will the Big Show be exiled? Or I don't know. I don't really know how that would work. It would certainly be interesting. But for instance, if the Big Show wins and Roman wins tonight, but he takes a beating at the hands of KO, the Big Show could just come down here tonight, cash in his Money in the Bank, and then he walks out of here WWE champion, and then God knows what would happen on Raw, because Roman then obviously would have his rematch, I suppose. But yeah, very, very interesting there. And now it is Sheamus' turn from the Bar to come out. They're both sporting the Bar jackets. They're both putting up the Bar, whatever you want to call it, where they put their fist up with the thumb out. So they're both representing the Bar as a team tonight, but they're doing it individually, which is very, very interesting. Sheamus could get back to where he used to be years ago with one win tonight. And that camera shot of him there with the briefcase just behind him, that could be what we're watching come the end of this match as well. Sheamus and Cesaro are both coming into this match in really good form. Neither of them have lost as individuals yet. They have a loss on their record, but only because Eric Young got pinned in that Money in the Bank versus SmackDown guys match. So yeah, pretty much all of SmackDown's guys, to be honest, in this match, except for Eric Young, are coming into this match in red hot form. So it stands to reason that it's a SmackDown guy that might win tonight, but obviously in Universe mode you just never know. Absolutely anything can happen. And the Money in the Bank match now has just got a hell of a lot more glorious as Robert Roode comes out here. He's got the fans singing along to his music as well, which is, I suppose, absolutely glorious, if you like. He seems to be in good spirits, Roode, and why wouldn't you be? It is a hell of an opportunity tonight. I mean, you're gonna have to go through some pain to get this briefcase, but the rewards that you're gonna reap if you're the one who comes out with it. I mean, we keep calling it a shot at the WWE title, but really, if you play the opportunist card, not like Braun Strowman did at the beginning of our Universe mode, if you use it the way that I suppose it, in a way, it was designed to be used, then you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself a reign as champion and getting a whole lot of cameras on you, a whole lot of Universe mode fame, exposure, the big money comes in, the big matches go on. It's a really, it's a one-of-a-kind opportunity. And all of these guys who are in the ring will absolutely know that, of course they will, and that's why they're all bouncing tonight. They're all going to be, I've used this term before, but they're going to be supercharged for this match. You've got to imagine that they will. Like when we had the reset here and everything and all their records starting from zero, the competitiveness in the matches since then, and they've realised that it's no longer about how good is my character, how good is my gimmick, how over am I. It's none of that anymore. It's all about wins and losses in this Universe mode, and it has made the matches so competitive. And here is, speaking of wins and losses, probably the most out of form guy in this match. He had such a blinding start to his Universe mode. Him and Sanity did, really. But it's just tailed off a little bit. He was in form, like I said, and then this is how quick things can change in this Universe mode. He just got one loss as part of a 3-man team that night. He got just the one loss. He lost the decision, like I said, in Team Money in the Bank versus Team SmackDown. And ever since that loss, things have just tailed off for him and Sanity in such a massive way. He's lost all the momentum he built. He's lost to Sheamus since. He's lost to Cesaro since. Sanity lost to The Bar last week, just a few nights before tonight. It's gone from looking really bright and rosy for them back down into the doldrums almost, but as quickly as it's changed in a negative way like that, if he can come out with a briefcase tonight, then Sanity can once again, they've had the opportunity once to go to the top, and they could get that opportunity again, led by this man with a briefcase. But he's got a hell of a lot of work to do before that happens. And everybody else, it's between him and the Big Show really who's in the worst form, but everyone else comes in pretty good form, to be honest, so it's going to be tough for them too. But again, this is Universe mode. Nobody can be written off at any point in any match. And here we go now. Dean Ambrose is on his way down. Ever since he was announced as part of the Money in the Bank match, things have picked up for him also. He's managed to get a few wins under his belt. He's definitely managed to get on the card a lot more often. So it really just goes to reinforce my point that if you can win in this Universe mode, it doesn't matter how. It's all about them history books. It's all about them record books. It's all about getting those W's on the board. And he's been doing that since he qualified for this match. He's been on a little bit of a roll himself. Before then, things were really quiet and pretty stale for him. But it just goes to show that all it takes is that one win. And then from there, that gives you your platform and you just carry on winning and you become a big star. It sounds easy. I know it's a lot more difficult than that, but everybody's fighting for the same thing. Everyone's clawing up that mountain. They'll knock anybody off that they can. And yeah, it's shark infested waters in this Universe mode. And this man has experienced ups and downs already. When we reset all the way back in week 1, Jericho declared that He was going to put the Rockstar things to one side, and Universe mode was going to be his main focus. It was at the top of the list of Jericho, if you like. And things started really well for him. A win against Rey Mysterio. He goes on, wins again. I think it was the next week. And then he bumped into Samoa Joe, who got the better of him a couple of times. And that cost him to be off the card, off the cameras. And then he qualifies for this match, gets himself back on the card, and he has been winning ever since. So things looking up for Jericho. He comes in red hot form actually. I think he's on a 3-match win streak at the moment. I can't think off the top of my head, but I think that's what it is. So again, showing that if you can win, you get your name out there, you get into the big matches, you get all the exposure that you want. And yeah, in just a few minutes when this match gets underway, there is absolutely nothing that says that Y2J cannot become Mr. Money in the Bank. And the next man to come out here, Dolph Ziggler, for me, he's probably the guy who needs this the most. Again, Universe mode started quite well for him, but it's just tailed off. I suppose he could as well, if I'm really thinking about it, be put into the same bracket as Eric Young and the Big Show. He's not in bad form, but he's in inconsistent form. You never know which Ziggler's going to show up. He reminds me almost at the moment of Baron Corbin. If he shows up, and I mean really shows up, and he's got a really good shot tonight, but it really just depends on which version of him does show up. If he's not on his A game with everyone who's in here tonight, he's got no chance. But yeah, he just needs to he can put it together, but he needs to put it together on a consistent level. If he can do that, then he could very well be in the championship fight. And oh my god, did you see Cesaro there showing off his power already with that uppercut on Eric Young? And now he's gone for the gut wrench deadlift. Suplex just misses the ladder. That was lucky for Young there. I think it was Ziggler, the one who's gone and bought in the ladder already. So these guys are not wasting any time at the moment. You making use of the ladder, making it a weapon potentially. Cesaro there again with the powerful reversal. And Eric Young's going to go for a ride and bounce off the ladder. That could be Young out already. What a move there from Cesaro. Just a normal Irish whip, but puts him straight onto the very edge of that ladder, and then with the uppercut again. That, just like that, could be Eric Young out of this match. Cesaro, I don't know what he was doing, but he turned his back, and it's going to be so hard not for that to happen tonight. Just switch off for 1 minute. Even if you're not switched off, you can just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's exactly the case there, as Jericho is taking over on Cesaro at the moment now. He's trying to fight back, but to no avail. And then just as I say that, there's the clothesline, and that is Y2J rolling right out the way. Ambrose now, probably, you would argue, is probably one of the most opportunistic in this match. Went to use the ladder straight away as soon as he spotted the opening. Didn't happen for him though. Cesaro's now set the ladder up, and if he loses this exchange here with Ambrose after setting the ladder up, that could be a huge mistake on his part. And speaking of huge, the Big Show just gets back into the ring. Not the way he'd want though, and look at Bobby Roode here, taking advantage of an opening there. Ambrose has come to meet him, Roode felt it happening, and maybe it was just a bit too early to be going for the briefcase yet, and Roode off the top of the ladder. And now Dean Ambrose, Big Show doesn't even need to climb the ladder to hit him. That's insane. But Ambrose again, he won't be denied. He's going straight up for it. He could get it here because they're taking their time getting to him. Cesaro now trying to fight, stop him getting it. I think he has successfully managed that now. And what we're going for here, powerbomb off the top of the ladder by Cesaro onto Ambrose. He's not going to be moving for a while, you wouldn't have thought now. And here comes Jericho, the other side of the ladder. He's trying to undo it now, but Cesaro pushes the ladder from under him, and Roode brings him down hard. Chaotic start to this match already. I'm trying to keep up with it, you guys, but There's so much going on in all parts of the arena, the ring and the ringside part of the arena at the moment. It's impossible to keep up with it all. I've just seen Big Show's head get bounced off the side of the ring now. Cesaro and Young left, and Cesaro again with a power, but this time just drops Young straight across that knee. He's back and his ribs have got to be killing him after bouncing off that ladder earlier. Cesaro now sets it up again. He's the one that's been doing that the most. Ambrose tries to push it over and does do, and that's Cesaro hard off the ladder before he could even reach the book, whatever it is that's holding that briefcase up. He didn't even get that far before they pushed the ladder from underneath him, and he landed hard. And now we've got everybody in the ring. Oh, draping DDT there from Jericho. I think that was it Jericho or was it Ziggler? It's just started Rude, whoever it was, leaking now. I think he's had blood drawn. Jericho misses from the top rope to the outside, but bounces straight back up. That's adrenaline for you. But he couldn't take advantage, and Rude now has got the DDT on the outside, and that's probably Jericho out of this thing for a minute. Eric Young's just been rolled out the ring as well. We've got Ambrose just shoving shoulder first into the ring post there. Sheamus and Cesaro now are the only ones standing, and interestingly, even though Cesaro went and picked up the ladder, Sheamus decided not to stop his friend there. Is there some kind of strategy here going on that we're not privy to between the two bar members? Because that was an interesting moment. And speaking of the bar, Dolph Ziggler has just suffered the neutralizer, and he's going to get shoved out of the ring now, and he'll probably be out of this thing for a minute. Eric Young went for the cheap shot on Cesaro there. It didn't work, and Cesaro throws him out the ring as well. Then Sheamus gets the ladder, and Cesaro doesn't fight it either. I think there's some sort of strategy at play here between the bar. I don't think they're going to fight each other. If one of them gets the briefcase or can get the briefcase, that's fine by the other one, is how it looks to me. Because both of them now, oh, Big Show, he has just pulled Sheamus off of holding onto the briefcase and powerbombed him onto the ladder, and that very well could be Sheamus out of this thing for a while now. Big Show just cleans out Bobby Roode with the ladder as well. Is he going to go after Ziggler, or is he going to set the ladder up? No, he's gone after Ziggler as well. And he's took too long. Dean Ambrose there from behind takes the Big Show out, and ouch. Dolph Ziggler there into the ring post, and a bit of the ladder as well from Cesaro. Sheamus is just reversed and got back in control of Jericho. Irish Curse backbreaker on the outside there. But Dean Ambrose has took out Cesaro with the ladder from behind. He's gone to try and he has took Ziggler out now as well, and he's took the ladder down. He had a brilliant opportunity there, Ambrose, and he hasn't taken it, which has really surprised me. He's fisherman suplex to Ziggler instead, but he had a great chance. Pretty much for the first time in this match, everybody was down as Jericho starts leaking from the head now as well, but he did not take advantage. Now Cesaro has got the ring all to himself. He's gone for the ladder here. Is he going to set it up? He is indeed. Much smarter play there from Cesaro than what Ambrose used. And he has got the ring to himself now. This is a great opportunity here for Cesaro. All he's got to do is just unhook it from that apparatus, and he's going to be Mr. Money in the Bank. But a couple of body shots there. Sense of urgency from Eric Young has denied Cesaro the briefcase. And Jericho there just getting himself fired up. Cesaro's been shoved off the ladder, and no one's going after Eric Young here. This could be the minute. Sheamus has got Jericho up in a razor's edge. Oh, that's knocked the ladder over, but Eric Young still somehow unhooks the briefcase while he's dangling from it on the apparatus. And wow, Eric Young is Mr. Money in the Bank. I did not see that one coming. He has been coming into this match in such bad form. There's that Irish Curse from Sheamus. And Sheamus just took a second too long there to throw Jericho into the ladder. Instead of doing that, he probably should have just shoved the ladder from under Young, but he didn't. The rest is history now. Eric Young is Mr. Money in the Bank, so this briefcase goes to SmackDown. The women's one has gone to Raw, and either Randy Orton or AJ Styles has got a very, very unpredictable Mr. Money in the Bank watching on closely. It is going to be super interesting to see how this develops now. Going into, oh no, it's never good when that happens. We're at the Wyatt compound now. Bray promised that it was going to be the end of this thing between him and Matt tonight, and is this what he meant? Oh, nice suplex there from Bray. There's going to be something take place tonight. Bray's been promising Abigail sacrifice for some kind of power that she's going to give to him. But yeah, Matt Hardy's just getting worn out here. Don't know what's going to come of this or what Bray is thinking, but it's not going to be good for Hardy, whatever it is. And Bray now comes over with that trash can and cracks Matt straight into the head. Bray's been really full of disdain for Matt ever since Extreme Rules, where he first took him out. Hardy lost his mind trying to find Wyatt and come after him again, which might have been a mistake, you know, because ever since he's done that, Bray's been living in his head, and more than that now, his sister Abigail'd him, and he's just standing there watching over him, and he's screaming to Abigail that he's ready to be taken. That is not good news for Matt. This Bray Wyatt stuff creeps me out. Oh, thank God it looks like we're out of there now. And we're back to our normal programming. And it is not just any normal programming, because it is time. I'll let Jojo take it from here. It is time for our first ever Universe Mode Steel Cage match. And it is for the WWE title over on SmackDown. Coming out first, we have got the most winningest, if that's even a word, competitor, wrestler, superstar, whatever you want to call them, in the entire Universe Mode at the moment. He is the biggest attraction. Because of that, he has the best record, and Chris Hammer is just starting to lose a little bit of patience with Orton, because he knows that as long as he keeps winning, he's going to continue to be the biggest attraction. And he's starting to take the P, in Hammer's words, with that power. But he's not going to care one bit about that tonight. If you think he's got power now, just imagine how much he's going to have if he comes away with this title here tonight. And AJ's had a little turn around in form at the moment, Styles, but he didn't start well, and psychologically Orton might have a bit of an edge, because one of those wins on Orton's record all the way back from week 3 is AJ Styles. Yes, it was a non-title match. No, it wasn't in a steel cage, but it was in the history books a win over Styles. And Orton will use, absolutely, as we know, any little edge, psychological edge that he can get. He'll create them himself. He'll use mind games on you. He's got no problem doing it. In fact, he revels in it. And just above him there, you can see the cage that they're going to be competing in tonight. I have no idea what to expect, guys. I don't know. Maybe I don't think you will either, but whatever it is, it's going to be exciting nonetheless. And here we go now. Here comes our WWE champion from over on SmackDown. It is the phenomenal AJ Styles. And last time we was on pay-per-view, I was saying, well, maybe he's just not that phenomenal at the moment, but he's starting to become that now. He's got a lot of confidence behind him with them couple of wins. It all turned for him the week he beat Shinsuke Nakamura in the Champion vs Champion match. Since then, even though he got that win, he just went away just for a couple of weeks, got himself back together. And he didn't only get himself back together, he put the club back together as well. And since then, that's made him just that little bit more confident, that little bit more arrogance about him, but he needed it. It's given him that competitive edge back, and he's looked great ever since. He wanted Orton on SmackDown. Orton said, no, you're only getting me if there's something in it for me as well. That's how this became a title match. Orton was smart enough to know that with the club being allowed at ringside, he needed to eradicate that. So not only did he challenge Styles to a title match, he demanded that it be inside this steel cage as well, where neither Razor Rivers nor the club could be a factor in this match. It was a smart play by Randy, and AJ had really, if he wanted him that bad, no choice but to agree to it. And while we've got a little minute here, guys, I just wanted to address for the last time now, I've done it once on Raw, once on SmackDown, but for those of you who are joining tonight on pay-per-view, couple of things. All of the preceding episodes to this are still up on the channel, they're not gone nowhere. But the music is what I wanted to address. You'll notice that we've used the same music all the way through this show tonight, including in the entrances. There is a reason for it, and that reason is I'm only 2 or 3 weeks into my journey of making these videos. So it's really early on, not much experience. I've got, well, basically 3 weeks of experience, but in those 3 weeks, we'll just round it up to 3 weeks. In 2 of the videos I've had copyright claims already, and I've looked around, I've spoken to a few people, and they have assured me that doing 2K games, it is the music, 100% it's the music that's causing that. And for that reason, I don't want those claims turning into strikes and putting the channel in jeopardy. I'm having so much fun making these episodes, and I think they're getting better. I hope they're getting better. The confidence is getting more, which is good. But yeah, back to the point, the more confident I get with it, the more fun that I'm actually having with it. As we've got a cover here already, and that's a 2 already, but Orton does get out. But yeah, with the fun that I'm having, this has turned into my favourite hobby, hands down my favourite. I really look forward to getting the time to sit down and make these now. It really is just so much fun, and I don't want to put that in jeopardy by getting copyright strikes and getting the channel risk taken down and things like that. So I tried to make one episode. Well, I did make one episode. It is up on the channel. I can't remember which one it is, guys, because if you're new around here and you don't know, because of time constraints and other things going on in my life, these get batch recorded when I do have the time to sit down and make them. I can't just jump on for half an hour to an hour a day to sit and record it and then edit it and all that stuff. I simply just don't have the time. I would love to, but it's just not an option for me. So when I do get a whole bunch of time, if I've got a couple of days, I don't really think about anything else. All I can think about is making videos, and I don't want that to end, and I don't want to take stupid, unnecessary risks just for having the entrance music in the background. I tried what I was advised to do from the very get-go. I didn't just jump into this. I did do bits of research and speak to a few people, and they was like, you'll be absolutely fine as long as you turn the music all the way down so you can barely hear it at all, and then talk over it. But whether I've done something wrong, whether I don't know, but for me that hasn't worked. Like I say, I've had 2 claims already. I would prefer not to get any more, and I definitely don't want to get strikes. So that is the reason why the music has just been YouTube audio library music in the background. I don't think it's a bad track, which is why I selected it. So that is just addressing. And what's he doing here? He just threw AJ straight into the side of the cage, as he might now look to take over this match, because it has been all AJ while I've been making this point the get-go, really. Orton's looked as poor tonight as I've seen him in the entire Universe mode. So maybe the big match isn't suiting Randy at the minute. But yeah, it's been all AJ so far. But back to that point, until something changes or I can figure something else out, or it may just be like that for now. Whatever music represents whatever show is what we're going to be using. And there we go, Styles Clash already, so we're going to have to hold that point, because this could well be over. AJ's dominated this. 1, 2, 3. No, not 3. I thought that was 3. I thought we got this match done, but no. To his credit, Orton at the very last second shot that shoulder off the map, and look at this for a smart move by AJ. He goes for the pinfall first, he doesn't get it, so he's making his way up the cage now, and he's going to try and win it that way. And he might just do it. That's one leg over. The other leg's about to go over. Randy is up, but is he going to get up there in time? He's hit AJ, but AJ's still there. He's actually getting back into the cage now. Orton was lucky there. There's no other way of describing it. Orton got really, really lucky. It was so smart to play that by AJ to go for the pin. Okay, he didn't get it, but he didn't lose his focus or composure. He decided he was going to try and scale the cage and get out, and very, very nearly did it. And he might just go for it again here, as Orton's been shoved off the top rope now. AJ's trying to find his footing. He's found it now, and he's up and he's over again. He's took his time there, but now he's got the leg over, and I think this is going to be it. I can't see Randy being able to get there in time now. All he's got to do is just find a hole for that foot, but he couldn't do it. Orton catches him again in the nick of time there. It's been all survival by Orton. He hasn't controlled any of this match, really. It's not looking like the Orton that we've seen week to week on SmackDown. But he has just shoved AJ face first into the beam there, not just the meshing. And he might go for it himself now. He's found that hold in that cage a bit quicker than what AJ did. And Orton now, he's getting that leg. He's just looking to try and stretch to find that gap in the fence. Can he find it? AJ's back up, but I don't think he's up in time. Orton has found that little gap in the fence to put his foot there, steady himself. And Randy Orton is going to be the new WWE champion over on SmackDown. He has beaten him, AJ Styles. I say he's beaten him. He didn't get the win, but he did do what he had to do. He made it out the cage after being dominated the whole match by Styles. It was very nearly over here already. That was a long 2 count. But he did get the shoulder up. Then he had a little minute, but this is about as much offense as he got in. He shoved AJ, well, he threw him into the fence. That was all the offense that Orton had that I can remember seeing anyway. And AJ dominated this from start to finish here as well. Hits the Styles Clash perfectly. And I thought he got him here. I really thought he got him. I counted the 3 myself, but I must have been just a little bit ahead of the ref, because Orton, as you'll see here, just shoots that shoulder at the very, very last second. AJ tried the smart play there after that, while Orton was still downscaling the cage. Orton did just enough to keep him in both times, but your new WWE champion is now Randy Orton over on SmackDown. He remains undefeated, and if Chris Hammer thought he had a problem before, he has most definitely got one now. What a result for Orton. I'm not going to say what a performance, because it wasn't, but what a result, and that is all that matters at the end of the day. Mr. Randy Orton now can call himself WWE champion in Universe mode. I hope you can understand, guys, what I was saying about the music. It's just the safest way to be able to keep bringing these videos to you, and that is exactly what I want to keep doing. These videos allow me to just get away from normal everyday life. the stresses and the things that keep you down and all that's going on in the world at the moment, all that goes away when you put yourself into this mind, this headspace, and you can just forget about it all for half an hour to an hour, however long the videos may be, and not just how long they are, what you guys are watching, how long it takes to plan them out, how long it takes to edit them and things like that. It really does give you some escapism, and I really love that, and it gives me something to focus on that's actually fun as well. I loved watching WWE when I was growing up. I think we all did at one point in our lives, and still every now and again I'll watch it if it's on, because I'm not a very big TV person. I'm not a fan of most of the stuff that is on. So yeah, if I catch it on, I'll watch the odd show, but nothing like I used to. It was religious for me when I was growing up. I watched ECW, I watched WCW, and I watched WWE, and obviously WWE was by far and away my favourite, and that's how I end up making these videos today. It almost takes me back there in some ways. I absolutely love it, but we got to jump back in right now. I've made the point, I don't want to keep going on about it, but we've got Kevin Owens in the ring for the second time tonight, and he took a little bit of punishment in that first match, in the tag match, but he got the job done. But this man Roman Reigns, he's been different in this universe mode since the reset. He's been a lot more sure of himself, a lot more focused, definitely a lot more self-belief, arrogant if you like, turned his back on the fans. He doesn't give a damn about the fans now. I don't really know what this alliance with Stephanie is still all about, but they've put this group together, the Roman Empire, so that's gave him even more confidence, because he's got people watching his back now. You got Steph, him, and the Big Show, and yeah, he's been pretty much untouchable. He's got that one loss on his record against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn from the main event in week 1. KO's tried to use that as some mind games and maybe even give himself a little bit of confidence going into this match, because although KO is undefeated himself in all competition, he's still not my favourite tonight. I can't see past Roman at the moment. I think this is the best that we've ever seen Reigns since this universe mode started, and you just have to look at the list of people he has knocked off, and nobody's pinned him personally. No one's tapped him out, and that list consists of Brock Lesnar, it consists of Braun Strowman. He's beaten whoever has been put in front of him. He's beat Strowman twice. We haven't seen Lesnar since he beat Lesnar, so Roman's absolutely on fire at the moment, and the confidence, like I say, that he's carrying, and the fact on top of that KO's already competed tonight. I don't see past Roman in this one. You guys might have it different, but I just can't see Roman losing. I really can't. That's no disrespect to KO. It's just this man's on fire at the moment. The world, our universe mode world, is his at the moment. It belongs to him. We know his monikers now. The Big Dog. He now calls himself the Emperor as well, since he is the leader of the Roman Empire. And he's got that belt over his shoulder, which means he can call himself whatever the hell he likes, really, because nobody has been able to prove him wrong. And if he beats KO tonight, and I believe that he will, you guys, like I say, might have it different, but if he beats KO tonight, who's undefeated, then already in such a short space of time, he's beaten the who's who that can challenge him, really, and he just flies out the blocks at Owens there, and he looks like he wants to get this one over quickly. Just absolutely, as soon as that bell rang, he exploded out the corner, and already you can see how long it took Owens to get up there. He's still sore from earlier. Roman probably knows that as well. And although he might want to finish it early with another heavy shot there, if he doesn't and he drags this out a little bit, Roman's still fresh. KO's already competed. The longer this match goes for me, the more that Roman becomes the favourite. It's really KO that's got to get it done early, but Roman's just not giving him that opportunity at the moment. He's just taking KO apart, and we've got another powerbomb coming now. We've seen one already from out the buckles. We've seen another one here. He doesn't go for the pin this time. He's just going to continue the punishment, and this could be a very, very long night for Owens. Having said that though, he's got the package and he's going to go for... Oh, nice drop there. I thought he might go for the pile driver, but no. The referee's just said something to Owens there. You could see the way he looked. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but Owens there is vindictively just stamping on the fingers of Roman Reigns, and that is going to hurt no matter how big you are. And Owens now is just screaming in the face of Reigns. And Reigns already, he's shot out the ring, but he got straight back in. He doesn't want to let up. That's been kind of the hallmark of Roman Reigns matches at the moment. He just keeps... Oh, beautiful overhead belly to belly there. Such power, suddenness as well in that one. But yeah, Roman, his hallmark, what's working for him at the moment, having seen quite a few of his matches now. Obviously he's a champion. He's the champion on Raw, so he gets a hell of a lot of exposure. It's very rare that Roman has a match that's off the cameras, and from that you can tell that the way he's been winning his matches has just been relentless pressure on his opponent. He doesn't give them time to breathe. He starts his offense and then he just does not let up the whole match through, and so far that has been working for him. And just keep in the back of the mind tonight as well, if Roman does win, he becomes officially undefeated. He gets that loss removed from the record books, which he obviously feels shouldn't be on there anyway, since it wasn't him that dropped the fall. And just as KO hits the cannonball, starts to build a little bit of momentum. Stephanie McMahon, member of the Roman Empire, coming in, watching Roman's back, running STO, and the champion is right back up in control of this one. But that is beautiful from KO there. Quickness and a super kick as well from absolutely out of nowhere. And I thought he might have gone for the pin there. That could be a mistake on KO's part. I think that was a big enough move to justify trying to get that 3 count. Obviously KO's got more experience than me. He knows what he's doing in there. He's undefeated himself, so we can't really second guess what either of these guys decide to do. But for me there, he should have gone for the pin. But he's keeping Roman grounded nicely here, and this is exactly, if he is going to win tonight, what he has to do. He's got to stay on Roman. He's got to keep him grounded. He's got to keep it at a pretty slow pace as well, which is why I think Roman there, you see him explode again. He keeps trying to push this pace because he knows that KO's already competed tonight, and he just does not have a full tank of gas like he normally would. And that's for the reason that I was just making that point, that I believe that Owens has got to keep a slow tempo in this one when he's in control. And that's a beautiful DDT on the apron. Big move from Owens there, but Reigns again just gets straight back up and on the offense. You just cannot stop him. Like I said earlier, he is absolutely relentless once he gets an opening. We're at a 3 count at the moment. I just thought I'd just calm down a little bit there. And there you go again. Steph just helping Roman to his feet at the moment, allowing him to collect himself. And she's going to play a pivotal part tonight by the looks of this. Part of the Roman Empire. And the numbers game might just be too much. There's no Zayn here because obviously he competed earlier as well, and that was a very sick clothesline there to the back of the neck on KO from Roman, who really just does not care. He literally just doesn't. And bang, measured that one to Owens' face there, the side of the face with the flat of the foot. Superman punch out of nowhere. It's a 1 count. It's a 2 count, and it's a 3 count already. We do not even need the spear tonight. that is a result of KO not having that much left in the tank after that tag match. It's really unfortunate for him, really, that he's had to do double duty tonight. But Roman Reigns will not care one bit about that. Just as he was building momentum there, KO, what you didn't see there was Steph jump on the apron and interfere. You saw the big DDT from KO as well that didn't seem to affect Roman. He got up to his feet very quickly and got straight back on the offense again. And then we have the Superman punch, and the big dog, the Roman Empire, has conquered again tonight. He's beaten an unbeaten wrestler tonight, and he just keeps hold of that title. And now I am just unsure who it is that steps up and tries to beat this man. I don't know who can beat this man, especially with the Empire behind him. And that has to be, as I've mentioned before, part of the reason Steph's aligned herself with Roman. We still have no answers on that yet. I'm sure at some point they're gonna come, but Roman, man, he's just he's unbeatable at the moment, and now we can officially go on record and say he's also unbeaten. And it could remain that way for quite some time by the looks of it. But I'm sorry that we had to make the point. I had to fit it in somewhere about the music tonight. I'm not going to mention it again now. Like I said, I've mentioned it on Raw, I mentioned it on SmackDown, and I've mentioned it now on pay-per-view for anyone who watches any of them formats. It is what it is. I'd rather do that than not be able to do it at all. But I've really enjoyed Money in the Bank tonight. I hope that you have too. There's plenty more where this came from. It's going to get more out of control as we go on. And yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you're all staying safe and having a good time. I'll see you all hopefully for the next one. But that's going to do it for tonight, guys. That is Money in the Bank in the books. Have yourself a good rest of your night. Bye bye.